So joining us now is Clayton Harris III, a lecturer at the University of Chicago on public policy and policing and race in America. Sir, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me on, Ray and Micah.
Well, here we are looking at another police shooting video, this time Anthony Alvarez. After looking at the video, how do you think it differs, or is it similar to other police videos that we've seen lately?
Well, first of all, it's kind of exhausting to see yet another black or brown body go down at the hands of the police, but you have to understand the totality of the circumstances before we can pass any type of judgment whatsoever. And I know at this moment, we don't know all the circumstances that led the police in their interaction with Mr. Alvarez.
Well, Micah does bring up a good point. How would you contrast that? This is the second controversial, deadly shooting involving police that we have seen. How do you contrast these two exchanges with police officers?
You know, it's difficult when there's a weapon involved and the officers have to make a split-second determination on their safety or the safety of the public at that point in time. So I think really one of the concerns or things that we should be talking about too is the use of force and deadly force. I know that the question has come up right now on foot pursuits and how those should be administered here throughout the city of Chicago. And I know that the mayor has called on there to be, a policy, a formal policy before the end of the summer. But I think that that starts to look at an issue and not necessarily the full problem, which is really how we're being policed and how the police are policing individuals.
You know, this has been a tradition for years, the way they've been doing this, and they've done some police reform and change policies and things like that. But how do you think it could change? Defunding the police, possibly? What are your thoughts on getting to the root of that problem?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question. So I don't think that the terminology of defunding the police is the correct way. I think it really should be something closer to refunding the police. We want to refund them some of their time, some of their effort and resources. And what we want to do is take things off the plates of police officers that they're not qualified in or trained to do. And it's my understanding that they don't want to do when you start to deal with things such as mental health issues or other calls that police really aren't or weren't designed to deal with in the beginning. I think that we tend to use 911 or the police as a catch-all when there should be some discernment on what calls are being sent out to the police and what information is going to the police.
Well, back to the Alvarez case here. We heard from a family member who said, how can I tell my own kids to trust the police when the police are shooting people? How do you address that, and how do you talk to that with your students?
You know, that's part of the issue as well. I have two little boys myself, and it is, how do you distinguish when you want, your children to have respect for officers and for people in uniform, but we see all of these issues, these videos and everything that's going on. I think what you have to have is an honest dialogue and conversation with all parties. There can't be a dictation back to the public on this is what's going to happen and this is how it's going to happen. There has to be an engaging conversation that speaks to what is necessary and what is proper. And you have to look at it from both directions. I do not even pretend that being a police officer is an easy job at all. It's inherently dangerous, but also it's how the police see society as well. And do they see society as an inherent danger to them as opposed to situational? And I think that's the first conversation that we deal with in my class is how police perceive society, specifically black and brown people.
Thank you, Professor Harris, lecturer at the University of Chicago on public policy and policing and race in America. Be safe, be well.
Thank you.
Chicago